my name is Kristen and I'm going to share with you how I built this fireplace. Okay, first up, this is not going to be like a in-depth, really like tutorial video because obviously it's already built. I built this in August of 2021. I actually have 2 blog posts on my website, Simply DIY Home, and I will share those here and down in the description. It goes over the full build. I have a frequently asked question post, and then I actually sell woodworking plans to show you how to build the frame structure of this fireplace. So let's get into it. Probably the #1 question that I get is, Kristen, what color is your fireplace? This color is called Peppercorn by Sherwin-Williams. I actually used Sherwin-Williams paint for this build. I had a free coupon when we built this house. They allowed you to get 1 free can of paint from Sherwin-Williams, and at that point I have never even touched their name brand paint other than what was at Lowe's or Home Depot. So I went with their cashmere line, and this was a low luster sheen is what I think they call it. So it's kind of like a matte finish, and it has held up very, very well. I've never really had to touch anything up. Now I do probably need to touch up down here at the bottom where my Roomba scrapes it a lot. But overall, my kids are always climbing all over this. We have people sit here all the time, and the paint has held up great, and I love, love, love the statement that the peppercorn makes in this room. My second most asked question is about the hearth. So originally I was going to take this hearth and it was going to turn into toy storage or like to put blankets down there. I have yet to do that, and when I do, because I've had tons of people asked, I will be sharing that here on YouTube and probably on my website. But what I used, I kind of went the cheaper route. I just got a paint grade panel, and it was a size 1 by 16 by 8. So it was slightly bigger than what I needed, and I just brought that home and I cut it down with our table saw. Next question is, what insert did I buy? This insert is actually from Touchstone Home Products. I love their insert. You can actually get it on their website, or you can get it off of Amazon. It literally delivers in somewhere between like 24 to 48 hours. We had ours so fast. They are on the little bit more expensive side, but they always have sales, and this is actually their sideline 50-inch. I've loved it. It comes with a remote. It heats really well. The picture that comes up with the realistic flames, it looks really, really nice, and I've never heard anybody complain about it. I've had tons of people use my link, which I will put down below, that have bought this fireplace insert, and I've never had one person message me and say that they were bad. I've had tons of people actually reach out to me and say how much that they like it and that it is such great quality. And next question is, where did you get your mantle? So my mantle I have actually built. This is my second mantle because the first year I had one up and it wasn't deep enough for some of the decor that I wanted. Because originally, if you look back in these videos and these pictures that I'm sharing, I had a TV up here. We've actually moved the TV right here. You cannot see it, it's out of the camera view. I just preferred having the TV here, and I wanted to decorate this space. So I ended up building a bigger mantle and swapping it out. Now this mantle is very secure. I probably could screw it on, but there is 2x4 supports that are built into the frame that the mantle sits on. I have a full blog post down below that I will link also that kind of goes into more of the dimensions and the details of building this mantle, but honestly, I think building one was the way to go because I can customize it to the size and the color. Which leads us to our next question. What is the stain color that I used on my mantle and my hearth top? So the stain color that I have used is a custom combination that I have kind of made up throughout my house. Anything that has been stained, like I have a TV entertainment center, I have a couple of floating bookshelves, and you can kind of see these wood valances above my window. They are all done with this stain color. The stain colors that I chose to go with was Early American and Briar Smoke. So there is actually a method to the madness. You don't just slap those two on and you get that color, there is a certain amounts that you use, and I do have a blog post on that. It will also be linked down below. You get the drift. But initially what I do is I put a very heavy coat of Early American on top, and then once I've done that, I literally go right in with the briar smoke, and I just lightly add briar smoke. I mean, so lightly, very lightly dab it on, and just kind of like rub the heck out of it to kind of take that smoky look over top without getting rid of any of the Early American. So that is what I've done with all my wood pieces in our house. I always get asked, like, how much did this cost you? So granted, I did build this in 2021. Wood prices could be different, but honestly, I've seen prices, I mean, range drastically higher than what I've built and drastically lower. At the time, this only cost me $1,000 to build. That was $500 for all the wood and $500 for the insert. Honestly, I mean, I already had all the tools and I got the paint for free. So you just kind of have to calculate that in. Roughly know it could cost you around $1,000 to maybe $1,500. My dimensions for this is, I have 9-foot tall ceilings, and width wise, it is pretty wide. It's 79.5 inches wide. And I just chose that because one, it fit in between our windows, as you can see, and secondly, I felt like it was the perfect size for the 50-inch sideline insert. Overall, we built this fireplace in a matter of, I think it only took us about 3 days. That was 2 days of like literally constructing the frame system and putting the shiplap up, and then the last day was just painting. And let me tell you, if you're gonna take anything away from this video, know that if you know the color that you're gonna be painting your fireplace, paint the seams of your shiplap boards, or just paint the whole board completely before you put it up. That way, when you are done hanging all your shiplap boards, you just have to go in and do touch-ups. The hardest part with painting shiplap is getting in between those tiny little seams, and it is so tedious and it takes forever. And you'd think I'd learned my lesson by now, but literally every project that I've used tongue and groove shiplap, I've never taken my own advice and done this. And that's mainly too because I don't usually know what I'm gonna paint something until after it's built, and then I stare at it for a while. But if you already know what color you're going with, take my advice and just paint the shiplap before you hang it. Another thing that I got asked and badgered about on Instagram, because my Instagram reels for this fireplace have gotten millions and millions of views, and that typically brings out some of the people that are a little bit more bold with their words, or they just like to say whatever they want. And I've had tons of people get on me and be like, Kristen, that's so dumb. Like, where would you put all of your electronics? Believe me, there are multiple ways to have this fireplace and still have your TV up there and not have any cords or systems showing. One is the way that we did it. We drilled, there's actually 2 holes behind this mirror that I don't plan on filling because I will always have something sitting up there. But the cords feed through the TV and down into the inside. There is an outlet that was already on our wall that is on the wall behind. And then all the TV things and the insert actually plug into that down there. We actually have our Wi-Fi router, like mesh system. It's inside, and all we would have to do is pop out this insert, which is super easy to do, and then you can get to it, but we've never had to. Another way that I have seen done, and actually my neighbors did it, is on the sides, you can create like a little push system door and create a shelf. So that way, if you just push the door opens and you can get to the internal parts of your electric fireplace. For a more detailed tutorial, you can head to my website, Simply DIY Home, but I will put up here on the screen my materials list and my tools list for all the things that I used to build this fireplace. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below or message me on Instagram. I'm always in my DMs talking to people. I've had tons and tons of people build this fireplace. I'm talking hundreds of people, and most of them have never built anything ever in their life. This was the first thing that they built, and they've sent me tons of photos, and they literally look identical or even better. There are some of them out there that have sent me pictures, and I'm like, wow, I love that color. It makes me want to change the color. Believe me, if you build something like this from my plans, please reach out to me. I love talking with you guys. I love seeing the progress photos. I love seeing the end result, and it just makes me happy, and I love it. That's it for today's video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, and I will be back for more tutorials.